Hi guys, Max from HiOnAndroid.com, where we get on Android every day. Anyway, I know a lot of you were complaining yesterday, hey Max, why didn't you use the auto mode? Why did you set on f1.5 in bright sunlight? Alright, first of all, yesterday was actually very cloudy, pretty dark day actually. So that's why I decided to use f1.5. Plus, I was really excited about the f1.5. And the camera kept forcing itself to use f2.4. So I really wanted to see that, difference in bokeh. So that's why I forced it in f1.5. But just to satisfy all you people, I decided to take some more tests to really figure it out. So today I went in bright sunlight, set it in auto. The phone defaulted to f2.4. But there are problems with that, and I'll point out. Anyway, let's go ahead and take a look. Alright guys, test, mic test. Yo, hey, hi. Okay, the first thing, before I begin, the one on the left is Galaxy S9, and the one on the right is Pixel 2 XL. Alright, let's go do this, baby. So just a quick photo I took here. Let's see, I just wanted to sort of test out the bokeh. Here, both of them look pretty good. If you actually zoom in a little bit more, you get a little bit actually more clarity with the S9 Plus. Alright, but zooming out, not a ton of difference, about the same amount of bokeh. Pretty good picture. I like doing these zoom up shots so you get that nice bokeh. In this shot, both shots actually look pretty good, both with very good bokeh. Now, the one on the Pixel, sort of very dark background, alright, while the S9 Plus, sort of a lot brighter. Now, both of these photos are actually good in terms of the S9 Plus being able to not crush the shadows so much, but if you look close in, Pixel 2 XL does an excellent job of actually preserving the details without blowing out these highlights. So there's an advantage to both, and it doesn't really mean either camera is better, it's just a way different process. This one basically brought the shadows up more, whereas this one brought down the highlight. Right, so it's just a different way these cameras process, but both of them look pretty good. In this next shot, same thing here. The Pixel tends to, as you can see here, make everything a little bit darker, while the Galaxy S9 Plus likes to make it a little bit brighter, right? But I think it's just a different way they process photos, alright? If you really want to do it right, you would take it and run, process it yourself. Alright, taking a look at this photo here. Both of them very good in subject. Alright. Now this is where it gets a little iffy. Because the Galaxy S9 Plus will auto choose f2.4 for you, you don't have that extra option of using wider aperture. And if I wanted to blur out the background a little bit, separate from the object, I'm obviously going to want to use this photo over this one. I feel like this is, better for them. Now, if Samsung gave an option in auto to also use f1.5, that would have been great. My dream phone wouldn't actually be f1.5 and f2.4. I would rather have an f1.5 and instead of switching aperture, have an ND filter. Alright, that way even in bright conditions, you're going to be able to still retain your bokeh, and you don't have to resort to an f2.4. I don't know, it depends on the situation. If you want to get a landscape shot, obviously you want the background in focus too. Alright, but I just feel like f2.4 isn't as useful, in my opinion. Alright, but I'd rather use an ND filter, honestly. Alright, here's another shot, a macro shot of a golf ball at the driving range. f2.4 versus f1.8. Alright, overall photo, both look pretty good. The colors are actually better on the S9 Plus. The only thing wrong with Pixel 2 XL, as always, is the colors are a little yellowish, or I don't know, it's a little dull. whereas Samsung likes to saturate a little bit. But the colors aren't a huge difference. I mean, you can edit it, you can easily add some saturation. But yeah, there is actually more bokeh. In situations like this, if you actually wanted more bokeh, the f2.4 in auto will give you less bokeh. I don't know, for macro shots, I think f2.4 is a little too much. Here's another shot with bright background and sort of dark in the middle. Sort of challenging shot here. And the Galaxy S9 starts getting this halo effect. Alright, so in certain angles it seems to do this. Alright, whereas the Pixel 2 is a lot cleaner. In this next shot also, I was actually surprised after taking these photos. You get a halo effect in certain situations. Now, the original Pixel had halo problems, especially shooting into light. They have really fixed it, and you can see a lot cleaner image out of the Pixel 2 XL. All right, shooting into the sun, however, the Galaxy S9 Plus does an excellent job of exposing down this bright sun. All right, a lot better than the Pixel 2 XL. So given different situations, Pixel 2 XL can do better, or the Galaxy S9 Plus. Not a huge difference though. You're not gonna really notice too much difference in bright light. Alright, just minute details you might notice. Over here, I do notice that the Pixel does a lot better job with clouds in general, more details. Alright, but overall picture, I mean, I wouldn't say one's better than the other. Alright, here's another photo, sort of focusing on this sign, but trying to check out the bokeh here. About the same. Both pictures look pretty good. Again, shooting into the sun but hidden by this big pole. Both phones do very good. Alright, remember I did this test yesterday and I went to the same spot and took another photo. And in this shot, you could see a lot nicer blurring out of the background here, nicer bokeh, and more retention of the details here, slightly blown out here. Alright, so I'll have to give the win on this one to the Pixel 2 XL. Again, I don't know why Samsung decided to go f2.4. I mean, f2.4 is great for certain things, you know, like landscape shots, but things like macro or portrait shots, I don't think f2.4 is very, very useful. And I think the auto should have an option to do f1.5, maybe add a ND filter. Right, I think that's more important than the aperture. Alright, in auto, definitely the S9 Plus exposes better. Alright, it actually exposes better than the Pixel 2 in certain cases, as you can see. Actually blown out with the Pixel 2 XL. Just another photo I took. Not a huge difference between these two. Not too much different. A little bit sharper with the S9 Plus. Not as sharp, but that doesn't mean it's actually bad. It's just processing. This camera likes to sharpen it a little bit more, less sharper. All right, here's another photo, sort of testing dark foreground, bright background. Zooming in onto here. The Pixel 2 XL seems to pick up a little bit more details, but there's some artifacts over here. Both actually look pretty good, but the sky's more details with the Pixel 2 XL. Maybe a tad bit better processing in terms of shots like this. Challenging shots, especially when there's a lot of darks and lights in the same photo. Pixel 2 XL does a tiny bit better. And then S9 Plus also does well in certain situations. Take a look at this here, zooming in on the background here. And again, I don't think one is better than the other. Actually, you know what? S9 Plus does a little bit better here, a little sharper. Not as sharp, not as sharp. Yeah, S9 Plus does a lot better job there. And also you can see a little bit more overexposed in the headlights on the Pixel 2 XL. So for this photo, the Pixel 2 XL loses. All right, I took a shot with the sun shining directly, reflecting off these headlights. And you can clearly see actually now that the Galaxy S9 Plus is winning. And then here's another shot with the sun in the background. Right, Galaxy S9 exposes the sun better. As far as the leaves go, this I would say is the difference between how the phone exposed it. Obviously the Pixel 2 XL wanted to expose the foreground more, so you got more details here, but you lost the background. Whereas the Galaxy S9 Plus exposed the background more. Right? I wouldn't say one's better than the other, just different way of processing. All right, here's another case where S9 Plus does real good job. All right, a little bit more details with this branch over here. All right, here's another shot with the bright background. Both did pretty well. Look at how much more details the Pixel 2 XL picks up of the clouds. All right, and my daughter is taking a golf lesson again. Yeah, more details here with the S9 Plus. And in this scene, it's sort of getting a little bit cloudy, but you could see the S9 Plus having trouble with this corner here, where the Pixel 2 XL does a lot better there. But in terms of just the shot itself, I feel like the Pixel 2 XL did a lot better with the grass here. All right, another macro shot. Yeah, I really love these macro shots. Zooming in on the Apple, very, very clear, a little bit sharper with the Galaxy S9 Plus. Now, if I wanted better bokeh though, I would go with the Pixel 2 XL. A lot more separation from the background, all right? f2.4 versus f1.8. And as far as the colors go, I would give it to the S9 Plus. Most of the time, S9 Plus has better colors. But again, it's just a little warmer, a little cooling of the colors after editing will fix it. And you can see the Pixel 2 XL exposes better of the skies, while the S9 Plus still has trouble even though it's using f2.4. At the golf course, they have these bunch of antennas, actually cellular towers on these poles. It's funny, it says radio frequency near some antennas may exceed FCC rules for human exposure. All right, in this case, a little bit brighter photo, exposed a little bit brighter, versus obviously exposed not as bright on the Pixel 2 XL. More details, I think, with the Pixel 2 XL. I think it's just the way these cameras processes. Hey, please rake your sand. Both did pretty well. f2.4 versus f1.8. I actually really like this f1.8 look, where it's sort of blurred out a little bit. I mean, I guess it really depends on your preference, but you know, if I was taking this photo, I want a slightly blurred out background to really make the, you know, the rake sand sign stand out. The sad thing with the auto mode is that it doesn't give you the option. Samsung should really have auto mode with an option to choose f2.4 or f1.5. The reason is that f2.4 is very good in bright light, but there are situations where f1.5 will do just as well and give you that much more bokeh look. But the fact that it doesn't give you that option and safely just chooses f2.4. In situations like this where it's not super sunny, where you could probably easily use f1.5, Samsung Auto just chooses f2.4. So I really don't like the auto mode that it chooses the aperture, because when I'm using my mirrorless or DSLR, I've never put it on auto, you know. Most photographers, especially the pros, they will never ever use auto. I like to use aperture priority. In certain situations, the S9, S9 Plus will do just as well as the Pixel 2 XL. I mean, in bright light, any camera will do pretty well. There's not going to be a huge difference between even the Galaxy S6 and the S9 in bright light. The real difference is going to be in low light, and that's what I really wanted to test. And if you guys haven't seen my last video, check it out. I did take some photos, a portrait. I had the chance. Let's go ahead and take a look real quick here. Sorry, this is not front portrait. This is regular mode. With the regular mode on the S9 Plus, I took all the beauty stuff off because I don't want it to affect the photo. And you can see how much better a photo you get with the Pixel 2 XL. You can see much better exposure. I mean, clear winner with the Pixel 2 XL. Here's another shot, and you can clearly tell Pixel 2 XL does a lot better with the front camera. All right, here's another shot into the sun, sort of extreme shot here. I actually like the S9 Plus because it gets rid of my wrinkles, but I guess that's the real me, damn it. Definitely technical win goes to the Pixel 2 XL, but the picture you want to use for Instagram, definitely this makes you look 5 years younger. Wow, look at that. Old man versus young man. Interesting. Oh, I did try some portrait modes. Portrait mode in general works very well with the S9, S9 Plus in bright light. I don't have the photos that I did in low light, but as soon as it goes low light, the Pixel 2 will start outperforming And the problem with S9, S9 Plus, in low light, it will start losing the edges. It will get super soft. But in bright light, both look pretty good. The S9 will give you a slightly larger view, right, from the same angle. Whereas you'll be a little bit more zoomed in with Pixel 2 XL. The only real difference. Here's another shot. You can see slightly wider view. You can see my face slightly overexposed. Expose a lot better with the Pixel 2 XL. And do you guys see that? Yeah. So as you can see here, as soon as we lose some light, the Galaxy S9 has trouble with the edges here. Now, one thing to note I like about the S9 Plus when using the portrait back mode, if your subject is far away, alright, I'm about 5 feet from my daughter Peony, it can still do very good blur mode. Right, and I really actually like this photo. It looks almost like taken on a real DSLR. Very nice gradual blurring of the background. Versus the Pixel 2 XL, it's simply too far. Pixel 2 XL is really designed for close distances. It will do better than the S9 though if you get close enough. Just if you're far away, even though I took this in portrait mode, it'll just not make it portrait. Right, just differences in characteristics. It doesn't mean one is better than the other. It just means the S9 Plus is better if you're farther away from your subject, right? Whereas the Pixel 2 XL is better if you're closer to the subject. So if you know these characteristics, obviously you'll be able to take better photos. In this example also about 3 feet away, very nice bokeh of, actually very nice photo. I actually really like this versus Pixel 2 XL just failed. It's not close enough. You gotta be like within like 2 or it's a really close up for the portrait mode on the Pixel 2 XL. Hey guys, in bright light, both of these phones do pretty good. You know, so I did make a mistake yesterday of turning off the auto mode, and I totally forgot that will turn off the HDR. But as far as low light goes, my initial stance that Pixel 2 XL is the king of low light stands true. I mean, in real life situations, Pixel 2 XL is gonna win every time, especially involving street lights, any kind of night lights. I might do another test in a controlled environment where I'm not using realistic environment, where I'm just using a test light or something. In those situations, the S9 Plus probably will win. Alright, but again, the reason why I do my tests in the real world is because we take photos in the real world. Alright? And a lot of times these phone manufacturers, they don't use real life situations enough. And that's why we have problems like the halo effect with the Pixel phones. Because a lot of times these companies are in the lab, sort of test environment, which is great for maximizing that camera, but without actual real life performance testing, it might actually not be useful. So that's all I'm saying. My tests are really based on real life, and in real life, low light, I mean, Pixel 2 is gonna beat anything else out there, you know, Galaxy, iPhone, LG, blah blah blah. Alright, of course, once we figure out how to put HDR camera on the S9, S9 Plus, it might become better than the Pixel 2 XL. So I'm gonna try to get that working soon as possible so I could take better photos with my S9 Plus. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Have a great day, and as always, stay. Oh, why is it echoing? Stay high, 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 high. That's good. That's good. That's good.
Click here to subscribe.